Man, oh man, guys, this was quite an episode tonight. We're talking Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 5, called Honey. And, it's episodes like this that really makes me happy that I've stuck with the season and trying to keep up with Morgan and Dwight and the rest of them as we try to, ensnare our people from Virginia's grasp. So tonight we're following Dwight as basically he's found Sherry. They finally have trying to make that connection again, and it looks like everything's going just fine, except that is short-lived under a super creepy pretense, mind you, as they're in some small room kind of hanging out, whatever. She goes into the other room, says she can't leave because Dwight wants to run away and so forth, and it's kind of like, that was really odd. And then he goes in looking for her, and opens one of the curtains and finds some creepy mask guy. So that was super creepy. I was loving that element in the beginning of the episode. But yeah, just to get straight into it, I mean, let's just talk about it. So I call this, man, love on Rocky Lane. Totally. I mean, Sherry, it sounds like she's already found a pact with a new set of people, and that she owes something to these people because she couldn't do anything when Negan was back around, right? All those chances, she could have just slit his throat or just taken him out, nice and simple. But she didn't, and look how many people he hurt in the long run. Of course, helped in the even longer run, too, if you put it that way. But, obviously, Sherry, she's still hurting big time. And Dwight, although trying to understand as much as he can, I mean, this man has gone through hell and back to find her. And, and for a moment, Dwight actually has to kind of go back to his old roots as he sees that, the only way to get Sherry back is to kind of go along with her on this quest to kill Virginia. I mean, it's not that even she really cares if Virginia dies or not. It's just, it all kind of stems back to her days with Negan and how much damage, Negan really did to her, as well as he did to a lot of people. We cannot forget about that. And Dwight is, he's put through some trials in this episode, and you really start to see a darker side of Dwight come right back out as they capture that truck driver, which, mind you, the chase for the MRAP was pretty cool. I think, considering everything they had to get done, I thought it was very surprising that Virginia would only have one person protect the MRAP as it's getting refueled and then making its way back, an 8-hour trip apparently. But however, so I just thought that was a little weird. I definitely personally would have sent more people, but hey, she's got her style. I guess she figured it's impenetrable, so she's good to go. But it definitely wasn't, and Dwight was able to get in almost a little too easy, but from the top. And anyways, gets the driver, does some scare tactics with that kind of ravenous dog that they had captured a while back, and it seems like there's a little bit of love in that dog, but not enough, because Dwight was ready to unleash him on that driver and just take a bite out of his ass. So that was a pretty cool scene. But what I thought was really interesting during that scene, I couldn't help but notice, did you see Sherry, she was really eyeing Dwight and what he was doing, but I'm like, you can't have it both ways, Sherry. I mean, you want Dwight with you on this, and you're saying that you want to kill her. Well, then certain measures are going to have to be taken. I mean, your gloves are going to have to come off to get dirty. And I was very surprised that she was kind of, I don't know, sizing him up, resizing him up again. And, in the end, she didn't want him to come along, which, great. After you have him basically betray his two closest friends, Althea and Morgan, after you go through all that, and they stuff them in that pool area or whatever, and then she turns on him and she's like, put him in there too. I was just like, oh my gosh, talk about just rough stuff. I mean, this is the man you've been looking for so long. He's been searching for you, and then all of a sudden now it's just, no, I don't want you to come with me. I don't want you to become that old person. So I mean, wow. I mean, what a kick in the face. But Dwight takes it like a man, and he just, he realizes he was wrong for treating Morgan and Althea the way he did. Maybe they were a little too forgiving just to let him back in. But, I mean, I think Morgan gets it. I think Al gets it. He's trying to do it for love. He's trying to do it to get back the woman, that the only thing he's ever wanted back in this world. So I guess when you put it in that sense, I guess it does make a lot of sense. I also think it was pretty naive of Sherry and her new group of rejects to think that that Virginia was just going to come out just like that on just, no face value to nothing, very much just like, oh yeah, we found the settlement, come on out. I mean, they're going to have to check it out first. I mean, she's not stupid, and she wasn't. She sent, good Lord, a dozen or more of her rangers amongst 5 or so vehicles, and they could have wiped them out, and it also could have caused all of our older friends that are, throughout the settlements, Janice and anyways, all those other peeps to basically get killed, as retribution, for the move that Dwight and Althea did. So it looks like they're trying to pull a little confusery, if you will, on Virginia by dressing up a couple zombies. This was their plan from before, basically, if Althea wanted an out to go with Isabel or vice versa for the 2 lovebirds, they would basically find a couple zombies that look like them, maul them up a little bit in the face, and then as zombies, and then let them go free or kill them so that Virginia could find them. Not a bad idea. It's going to take some convincing, I think, to kind of make it happen, but we're going to see how it goes down. Let's see if she buys into it, because no doubt their lives could be forfeit now that they called them out on a false pretense to come out and see this place with 100+ survivors supposedly, and nobody was there, and they couldn't get a hold of neither Dwight or Althea. So yeah, it's not looking good for those two. Now they're on a course now, and it looks like they're going to head with Morgan and also the office people that were infected with the plague. Let's pray that doesn't come back around, but it looks like everybody's doing better, and they're going to head to Morgan's new dam area, where basically they can start building, I guess, housing and fortifications. I don't know how they're going to get to all the housing and so forth. I mean, Morgan said to him in the end, it's going to be a lot of work. I think that is the understatement of the week, but no doubt, nothing easy is worthwhile, so says Clark Griswold. So let's give it a go. Let's see if they can build this into something and get some defenses before they make their move against Virginia. And I believe Morgan when he goes, I will kill her, but he's level-headed about it. You see, I feel that Sherry and her crew, they're just, it's kind of like those radicals, when you're radical and you're going for that mission, things can get botched up really easily. And I hope they know what they're doing, because I fear something really bad is going to happen to Sherry. Something's going to go wrong. Maybe she gets killed in the process, which, turns Dwight into overkill mode. It could happen. I mean, it only take a snap, I think, for Dwight to actually head back to his old world and to become that dark person once again. It might just happen. I hope it doesn't, because Dwight was in such a great place. I mean, he's made so many strides to be a better person, to be that person he was before Negan and all this crazy apocalypse crap went down. So I don't know what you guys thought about the episode. I just thought it was solid. I was watching. I felt like enthralled. I was just in it. I was in it to see where this all ended out. I felt all the acting was just ready to go. They were on key every single time. Sherry, I thought she did a wonderful job. I mean, she's seriously damaged, and I feel bad for her, because she's definitely gone through a lot too. So I get her motives, although it super sucks. But I mean, this is how easily relationships can break apart. Just when you think everything's fine, everything's going great, and there's just that one ideal in between the two of you that you just can't come to terms on. And so, it was a damn shame to watch it go down. But I thought it was very well laid out. I had read a small part of one review that said the writing in this episode was weaker. I disagree. I feel in other episodes, when they're bringing in Victor and all the others, I feel that's when they're trying to cram way too much in. I felt this was pretty even. I felt that the masked outcasts, they've now given us purpose. We now understand how the possibility of taking Virginia down, because it was like, how can you take down a force that big? I mean, she's got all those armed rangers, and plus, they had the MRAP and everything else. But now the tide's turning a bit, so it's gonna be very interesting to see. I think we have a finale here in just a week or two tops. So I'll make sure to get a message out in the World Beyond view to see what's in the upcoming weeks, so we know when we need to watch. So we get the finale and whatever World Beyond's going to give us for their finale too. Supposedly it's a 2-hour finale. I'm just like, oh Jesus, I got to sit through 2 hours of that. That's going to be awful. But anyways, Fear the Walking Dead, this was a good episode called Honey. Make sure to let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I love how some of you are coming out to comment and seeing your feelings on this season. I'm definitely sold after this episode. I want to see where this ends out for the full season 6. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously looking really forward to, if you didn't hear yet, the 6 episodes that are the extension of season 10 are going to be like a Negan flashback set to see, I guess, what happened. I hope, and they haven't said yet, I don't think they have at least, that it's going to show him maybe right when the apocalypse was starting. That would be great. Just kind of see how it all went down, see when exactly was that Lucille died, which I believe is being played by his actual wife, if I'm not mistaken. I think that is correct, which I think that's great dynamic too. Some people are worried because they don't feel like she has the talent to bring this, but I disagree. I think she's going to do wonderful. I could be wrong, could eat my own words there, but I think it's going to be good. And so, yeah, we'll get a chance to see what Negan was up to and how he kind of maybe came to power. Hey, that could be really awesome. I know some of you, maybe you're a little Negan sick from back in the Walking Dead original days, but I'm really curious. I always wanted to see, how he changed and what it took to push him over the edge, the right way. So, yeah, it could be a lot of fun. So let me know what you think about that. As always, this is the Z-Man Show, bringing you just a small recap and thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead, and I will catch you guys at the next review. See you guys.